Good morning, ladies. Welcome to the custom card reviews of the Overbroken archetype. This is a made-up archetype that I made, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 monsters, 2 traps. So, without any further ado, let's jump right into this video. I will explain this, there's this custom story that I am making in my own head, is that and is based on the same name as this archetype. So, yeah. And they're all based on Power Rangers too. So, yeah. But yeah. So let's start with the 2 big boss monsters. Overbroken Darkness Wolf. It's a dark level 12 Beast Warrior effect monster. You can special summon this card from your hand to your opponent's field in attack mode by tributing 3 monsters they control. If you I can't even talk. If your opponent and it controls a Overbroken monster, you can special summon this card from your hand in attack mode once per turn during the new controllers. So basically what it means is basically if you do summon it to your opponent's field, they are now the new controller. So yeah. So during the new controller's draw phase, they must send 1 card from their hand to the graveyard, and they cannot summon any monsters until the end of this turn. So that means that whatever they put out there stays out there until they, yeah. So, yeah. So it's basically, on one side, you can give this to your opponent and basically, and it's based on so it basically kills your entire opponent's hand thing to the graveyard. And you're the only one. Yeah. So now we got Dr. Broker. He's a light level 7 monster. Warrior effect monster. You can special summon this card from your hand to your opponent's field by tributing 2 monsters instead of the 3 monsters. And if you're, yada, from your hand into, So then once per turn during the new controllers draw phase, they must send 1 card from their deck to the graveyard. They cannot activate any card effects until the end of this turn. So basically, this card, both of these 2, prevents, say, your opponent from doing anything. So basically you can special summon this card, and it does something to your opponent, basically sends a card from their hand to the graveyard, or send their deck to the graveyard. So basically, yeah. if your opponent had full fields of monsters, and you use these two to be special summoned to their field, and then we got the blue super girl. She's a dark level 4 warrior effect monster, and she's based on the like the twisted anime version of Power Rangers one. That's why she's a dark attribute one. Where in that anime, the superhero the Power Rangers became were villains in that, and yeah, stuff like that. So she's a warrior effect monster. If you control a overbroken monster or monsters on the field, special summon this card to your field in attack mode. And this card can attack your opponent's life points, and so basically directly. And if this card inflicts damage, you can select one spell or trap card from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Makes this card attack again. And if this card is sent to the grave or mana, quick effect, you can shuffle this card into the deck, draw 4 cards from the top of your deck. So basically she can bring herself out easy, and then she can also add a spell or trap card. So basically anything. And then so now we got, and that makes sense because in my story, she's always grabs stuff from random tools. Like picking up tools thing when she's fighting other villains. And so the Darkness Wolf is a main villain, basically. And he wasn't a villain before. He was a good guy, or good person, but he ends up, that's why your opponent can't summon any monsters. And then we got Dr. Broker, is a light attribute, and basically they is more kind-hearted and doesn't allow card effects. Basically, it stops your opponent's card from activating. So, yeah. So then we got Overbroken her, and yeah. So now we're on to Overbroken, the pink superhero girl. She's a fire level 4 warrior tuner effect monster. I haven't made a synchro monster yet, so yeah. If this card, or if you control a broken or overbroken monster or monsters on your field except this card, you can special summon this card from your hand or from your deck or hand to your field in attack mode. And if this card is special summoned, you can select one card on your opponent's field, shovel it into the deck, and inflict 1,000 or 1,000 damage to your opponent's life points. Once per turn during either player's turn, quick effect, you can this card loses 100 defense. Ends. And negate all of your opponent's card effects until the end of this turn. This card can attack your opponent's life points directly, and if this card inflicts damage, you can shuffle one card from your graveyard or banner zone into your deck, makes this card attack again, and if you do, then the damage is doubled, so basically, and if she is sent to the graveyard or banished, quick effects, you can shuffle her into the deck, set 2 trap cards, earn from your deck or graveyard to your field face down. You take no damage from involving this card. So basically, So she's the reason why she has such a low defense is basically she's more focused on attacks compared to like others. Plus, so then now we're on to Spyglass Beast of the Overbroken. It's it's light level 1 machine tuner effect monster. If this card is normal summoned, you can select one card from your deck or from your opponent's deck, banish it to the ban zone, and it has a graveyard effect, so basically, or it has 2 effects. Main effect, basically, if it's normal summoned, you basically look into your opponent's deck and banish one card from it. So, and if your opponent activates a card effect or declares an attack while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, negate it, and make it the end phase. No matter if it cannot be negated by card effects, or if it was a quick effect. So, and you take no damage involving this card. So basically, this card is like a support monster for it. And then we got Alice, the illusion magician girl of the Overbroken. Because in my story, Alice was not from Alice in Wonderland kind, but she is from an alternate universe where she has the power to make these constructs of that can help her fight. So, plus, she's also the daughter of the Dr. Broker. So, that's what. So, ready? She's a dark level 4 spellcaster effect monster. If you control a Overbroken Dr. Broken or Broker on the field, you can special summon this card to your field in attack mode. If this card is summoned, you can select one monster from your opponent's graveyard or banner zone, equip that selected monster to this card, and if you do, or if you do, or it does, this card gains that selected monster's attack and defense. You take no damage evolving this card. So basically, if you had the Dr. Broker, because his basically if he was on your opponent's field, or if you had him on your opponent's field and you summon him on your field, you can bring out her from your from your hand. So that's all the monsters. Now we're going on the trap cards. So plant guards of the Overbroken. It's a continuous trap card. I haven't made this cards of trap monsters, so this is kind of new to me. So special summon this card as a effect monster. Plant warrior type. It's a new type, so basically the dark level 12 with attack is 9,800. Defense 800 8,000. And this card is always still a trap card. Well, this card is a effect monster. Well, this card is a effect monster. All of your opponent's monsters cannot declare an attack until this card leaves the field. If you control a Overbroken monster or monsters, you can activate this card instead of setting it. So basically, you could activate it like normally, or you could just set it down like a stuff. Yeah. So then, yeah. So now we're on to Overbroke Catcher. And it's a counter trap. So basically, yeah, this card can only be activated if your opponent sends a monster to the graveyard by a card effect. While this card you control a Overbroken monster on the field, quick effect, you can pay 100 life points, negate that card effect, and shuffle it into the owner's deck or extra deck. And if it does, then you can special summon that and was just sent to the graveyard to your field in attack or in defense mode, and it becomes like the Overbroken monster on the field, and you can only use this effect for once per turn, and this card's effects cannot be negated by card effects and cannot be chained by your opponent's card effects. So what it means is basically your opponent sends a card, like discards a card, or sends a card to the graveyard. You activate this card. You bring the monster to your field in an attack mode or in defense mode. And now, yeah, with that all done, so, yeah, and the Alice, let's do a little bit more of the story thing. So Alice was also home. She had mixed emotions. On one side, she loves her father to death, and she wants to take care of him from all the crazy people. But then on the other, she straight up hates him. Because with his work always in the way. So, yeah. World revolves around her. That's what... Yeah. So then and Spyglass Beast was actually a successful experiment by the Dr. Broker, that it spies on other people. And he also had some plant guards, form of the plants guardians of the Hoverbrokes, and their jobs was to protect all the monsters, all the broken monsters from getting attacked, and yeah. So, plus then his partner, the Darkness Wolf, used to be called Daylight thing. It's a dark level. So this one, Darkness Wolf used to be a human, like a warrior thing. But then something happened, turns him into like a werewolf thing. And basically, he was getting controlled, so yeah. So then he hires like multiple like people to like join his like Power Rangers against his comrade. But yeah, he hired blue superhero girl and pink one so far. And yeah. So if you guys... So, do you like the story? Do you want me to make a what if about it? Or... Yeah, so peace out, y'all. Peace.